Okay, so the program that we just designed is here, and and the issue that was involved is called variable scope. And uh, a variable scope refers to its range of visibility. That means where it can be used. And we have a variable here, we have a variable here, we actually have a variable here. So these variables, these three, we say their scope is within this sub procedure or this event handler. What that means is that we can use those variables within here, but we can't use them outside of here. In other words, if I had another event handler like a second button, and I wanted to refer to this variable score, I couldn't do it. I couldn't really do it. Okay, and if I did use the variable score in my other button, it would have nothing to do with this one. It would have nothing to do with this variable. Okay, so we say that the scope of this variable is just within this sub-procedure. Whereas this variable now, as we declared it outside of this sub-procedure, is available to anything in this form. So if I have another sub-procedure, another button with another button handler, and I want to refer to this variable in there, just like I'm referring to it in here, and just like I'm referring to it here, and just like I'm referring to it here, I can refer to this variable in another sub-procedure as well. So we say that its scope is the whole form, or we call it the whole class. The class is this form is a particular class. So for this class or this form, it doesn't matter what you want to say, this variable is available there. So it's called a class level variable as opposed to a sub-procedure level variable. So a sub-procedure level variable is called a local variable. Okay, so the examples are score and message. Score and message. Now here we did a kind of a weird thing by defining grade just within this clause. That's kind of weird. I would normally define it here. But if we did define it here, that would mean that this is actually a block level variable. Of course, it's so it's a block level variable. So let's read this. Class level variables, last score. Declared at the class level, created along with form 1, so it's created when form 1 is created, and it's visible to the entire form. Local variables like score and message, declared at the method level, created when the method begins, erased when the method ends, and visible only within the method. So again, if I want to use this and this somewhere else in the method, I can. So I can refer to score like I'm doing it here. I can refer to message like I'm doing it here, for example, or here. Okay, so within this sub-procedure, I can refer to these variables. And then we have block level variables like grade. So grade is declared within this block, and so as soon as we leave this block, it's not available anymore, and that's why we have to redefine it here, or redeclare it there. So created when the block begins, it's declared within a block or clause, erased when the block ends, visible only within that block or clause. Okay, so variable scope refers to its range of visibility. This means where it is visible, i.e. available for use. This is a message box only variation of a simple grader. So it's doing some grading. That uses class level, this one, local, these two, and block level variables, grade, together. If a variable is ever used out of scope, an error message results. So if I try and use score in some other code outside of this sub-procedure, I'm going to get an error unless I define it somewhere else as well. Okay. And no, I can't read this. Yeah, okay. Okay, the next thing is formatting data, and I'll come back to that next.